Well, welcome back to the Fish Files. I'm going to talk about what you do when fish go on vacation for a few days. And you're thinking, I go to Florida every summer for 2 weeks. So do I really want a fish tank? Absolutely. A fish tank is easier to keep, believe it or not, when you go on vacation than live plants in your home. There's just a few easy steps. When you come back home, you have to do nothing more than a quick little water change, a little feeding, and you're all back and happy friends again. Before you leave, you need to make sure that your filters are all clean. I think the proper way is to rinse it in dechlorinated clean water because there's a lot of healthy bacteria on this that's eating the fish ammonia. The ammonia is given away when the fish respirate or go to the bathroom, or when product breaks down, dead leaves, food. This is just tap water I threw in little dechlorinated drops from Wico. They all work on the same principle. Ooh, that is a dirty filter. Glad I did this before vacation. And place it back in the aquarium. Next thing you do is a 20% water change. Take your cup, and of course, after that's done, we need to replace it with dechlorinated water. Now, if this is a weekly water change, that's fine. That's about all we need to take out. But since we're going on vacation for demonstration purposes, I already went on vacation, I don't get to go. We are gonna take out about twice as much as we normally would. Okay, when you return the water, just take tap water, put a few drops of dechlor in the tap water, and top it back up again. So those are the two primary maintenance pieces you have to do. Now, if you're gone for just a couple days, 3 days, 4 days, don't do anything else. Fish have plenty of water to drink, and they can go out without food for up to 2 weeks, really without any problems, but it does stress them over time. Here's how to avoid stress. Let's say you're gone for a week. They have vacation feeders. These are slow release food feeders. They're in a calcium block. I happen to have an API brand calcium feeder. This is good for up to 14 days. It feeds 5 to 10 fish, according to the packaging, that are up to 2 inches long for that period of time. The calcium just naturally decays in the aquarium, and calcium actually is not bad for the fish water. In fact, it balances the fish water and gives you a pH buffer. I wouldn't overload the tank with this kind of stuff. When you go on vacation once or twice a year, no issues. And not the most nutritious food in the world, so don't rely on this if you don't want to feed your fish and just throw these in every 2 weeks. Don't do that, please. So the quintessential way of feeding your fish when you're on vacation is the automatic fish feeder. There's several models out there. They've come a long ways. I don't know any of them that I've heard that don't work, but I've heard some that don't work with flake food. The issue with flake food is if this stuff gets wet at all, it gums up. Make sure your automatic fish feeder is a good 2 inches above the water level, not anywhere near where any water might be circulating, such as the inflow from your filter, and just set it for 1 feeding a day and you're set. You can do this permanently and never go in and feed your fish, or except maybe give them treats once in a while. Just make sure the setting's right once in a while. Power outages can go out. This one from Eheim is battery operated, so it's independent of power outages. It's a great option. Power goes out, your fish still get fed, which takes me to another point. Let's say the power goes out. Air Saver. Air Savers, this one's from Cobalt, but there's several models out. JBJ makes one. They rely on a battery backup that plugs into the wall, so they're always powered. When the power goes off, the battery backup kicks in and an air hose, just a little air stone, starts pumping in the air into the aquarium. Fish can get along fine for a few days without any power, but they have to have air. If you don't have air in the aquarium, they're good for maybe 3 or 4 days, and the aquarium will start going south. That's where this comes in. It provides just enough air to keep them alive and healthy until you get back from vacation. I don't recommend this for a reef aquarium or very large fish tanks with a lot of expensive fish. This is just underpowered for that kind of situation. This is great for the type of aquarium your Fish Files is centered on, which is the beginner tank from 5 to 20 gallons. Fish are actually easier to keep alive in the aquarium than aquarium plants. You're gone for 2 weeks, your plants, except for maybe the Anubias, are going to suffer if they're not exposed to any kind of light. The easiest solution, what everybody uses all the time for burglar prevention, is a light timer. It'd be nice if we keep it in the family and you can get one from API or one of the other aquarium fish equipment companies. This was $11, and it has 2 plugs on the bottom. This is outdoor, which I prefer to use around the aquarium aquarium just because we're talking about water. So they have what's called a ground fault circuit interrupter, GFCI. So if they ever get wet, electricity doesn't travel, shuts the system off. So it's totally safe around the aquarium. You can time it for 8 hours a day while you're away, and the plants will get all the light, nutrients that they need. Fish don't really need light. It keeps them in a nice night and day cycle because fish do go into a dormant sleep pattern, unlike shrimp and some of the other species we're going to talk about on the show later.